Alright, welcome back to the vlog. Sorry, it felt like I was rushing the intro. We're in the BMW M4 now so that we can head down to Mazda Excellence Center in Cabuyao. It's going to be a long drive. It's the weekend now and it's pretty traffic according to Waze. So we're going to be checking on the Endurance Miata. The last time you saw the Endurance Miata was in the 2 and 4 hour race in BRC, where we were lucky enough to actually win both races, which was very rare because the Miata truly shines on the long hours of endurance. Usually in the short hours of endurance, the Civic do get ahead because they're way faster than us. But last time when we were building the car was to lighten it extremely and basically remove everything that we thought wasn't going to be of benefit to racing. So aircon had to go, carpets had to go, the radio had to go, speakers had to go, and then that resulted in us posting a faster time. Also with the help of some sticky rubber, and that was able to improve the lap times for the car. But now the gloves are off, we were able to get a roll cage made, which is a weld-on roll cage because the older roll cage that we had was only a bolt-on Cusco roll cage. So the old roll cage was actually the spec Miata roll cage, which we decided to remove and weld in a roll cage. Now, why is this advantageous? When you weld in a roll cage, you get extra chassis rigidity and stiffness. So what that translates to is when you're cornering harder, the chassis doesn't flex. It keeps all 4 tires on the ground. Also increases the passenger safety also because the cage is built properly. Welding into the whole frame allows us also to remove other braces that we don't need from the factory. In return, we actually return support through circular tubing. Now the tubing is a combination of 40 mm around 1.5 to 2 millimeter, or if not 45 mm around 2 millimeter. So that is the outside diameter and then the thickness of the roll cage tubing. Everything we've done so far is to improve safety and performance of the car. And again, when we're doing these things only like a week before the race and we have no chance to test the car and see if we manage to decrease our time or have the same time or at least, maintain the time that we have. At the end of the day, when you're building a car, hopefully you have ample time to prove if the parts work or not. And we have to get some gas also for the M4. This car was in the Manila Transport Show, if I'm not mistaken, and it won a trophy under the Motul booth. It won 2nd Euro GT. I mean, I never expect these cars to win. These are daily driven in a way, so it's cool. And thanks to Jules, we got new roof liner for the car. See if we can get a short pull. Gotta get some gas though. So this is slow Saturdays. There is so many cars on the road, so going home is pretty packed also. And I have this transmission error light again on the M4. I actually don't even know what that means. Problem with having a transmission light on a manual M4 is it doesn't make sense because it's a manual. That's why I got a manual, so it doesn't have issues. But this has been there for a while now, and every time we try to scan it, it doesn't show anything. It's a weird fault that I've been getting. I gotta do some forum diving on it and see if we can solve it, but it blows my mind. I don't know. The car's fine though. That's the weird part. The car is completely fine. And we're finally here. Okay, we're in Mazda. Saturday work. Welcome back here to Mazda, our number 55 car, and there's so much work that needs to be done and still so much work that needs to be done, and so much work has been done. And here is the new beautiful roll cage that is welded in, and it's got extra driver space because of this bend here. And this is our new hardtop, which has been wrapped already. Sino nagpalat nito? Dumating sila dito or pinadala nyo?
Pumunta sila dito, si Josh.
Wow, special service from Second Skin. So this is a fiberglass roof, and as you can see, this is a Lexan window already here. So working hard, and we only have how many days left? Technically 1 week.
9.
Actually, no. May testing pa tayo. So, technically 5 days?
Yes.
Oh my God. So, I ended up getting this also, a Willwood caliper for the rear brake. Hopefully, that behaves well. I need to buy extra brake pads for that. May crack na tayo? Yeah, that's normal. But we have extra rotors na. Don't worry. Superficial lang yung crack. So, we're waiting for the doors. Let's talk about this roll cage. So, the roll cage was designed to protect the driver's seat, which is why it triangulates. And this car can no longer have a passenger seat because, as you can see, this bar here is in the way, and behind the driver's seat you have this bend on the bar so that the seat can move back further, and then obviously we have seatbelt mounting points. And we had to remove the soft top when I was mentioning, because when we had the soft top here we couldn't triangulate to the rear struts, which is what you see down there. So that stiffens the whole chassis, connects the suspension from the front to the rear. And we're gonna move to the engine bay in front so you can see. So what happened was Dima went straight through the firewall. Firewall is this wall that protects the inside and the outside. And you can see this tube right here goes straight in. So what he did is he bent the lines for the ABS so that we still have factory ABS. And then he put even a smaller tube down here, even here on the driver's side. This is the brake master, the hydrovac, the brake master. He put what they call a stop. He put a master stop here, so under hard braking, this doesn't move anymore, which removes the slop. And then also on this side, we have the tube that goes straight through down. And then down there is another tube, and it all triangulates to the chassis just for extra rigidity. Obviously, we have this also, which connects to the firewall, but this isn't as strong as what the roll cage tubing is. This actually might just be adding more weight at this point. We also have some Cusco goodies coming. We're gonna be changing a lot of the rubber bushings for the lower arms because of the slot we were feeling. And as you can see, we have welding marks here. So even this stuff right here, this is sort of like undercoating. We can actually just remove all of this already because this is heavy. So we can take an acetylene torch and burn all that and scrape it all out, and that will reduce weight even further. We also have some new shocks arriving, some upgraded Cusco shocks, and lots of small things need to be upgraded with the car. Our ultra light race seat, which didn't seem to mount last time, but today we're gonna try mounting it. Here in the boxes we have more goodies. Here are polyurethane bushings now. We're not solid. This is polyurethane. So we ordered 2 versions. So we have 2 versions for the bushing. The polyurethane is harder than the factory rubber, but still has mild deflection. 146% improvement.
Harder, yeah.
There you go. 146%. So precise. Even down to the main bushing. So all this to make our suspension even feel better. And these are the main arms. These bushings need to be pressed in and out, but the other ones are full arms. Different way to get in. It fits. Wow. Oh, dati nakadikit na yung ulo ko eh. So, look how big.
You know, he did that just for you.
Yeah, because he's my height, diba?
Correct.
Why did he put the pilot hole on the...
Hole, kasi sa sabog.
When you weld it?
When you weld, oo. Kasi syempre, the gas is expanding because of the heat. So, they must have holes. That's not the only one with holes.
Yeah, I can see it now. So he put a box frame here.
He put a lot of box frame. Even in the rear, you can see there's box frame there by the suspension there.
And then he tied in the main bar.
Yeah.
Dang.
Look in the rear, there's also a box there. Right?
Yeah, I saw the box frame on the rear strut. Wow.
How do you like the seat?
I mean,
better.
It feels a little tilted back, but I don't mind it. Yeah, as long as it moves forward enough for...
There is a forward move.
For our other drivers. We're all 4 different heights.
Yes, we're on the same... Yeah, see there.
Kaya pa.
We take out this film, put this to offset each other.
This is the hardworking team on a Saturday.
But you still want to cover this white line?
With only 7 days to go and the car's not starting. Love it. Okay, so our roll cage guy decided to cheese grater the rear bumper, and he was saying that this would be trapping air because obviously the air pulls up from here and gets trapped in the rear bumper, but it's not an issue at the moment, so we're gonna end up changing these bushings here So as you can see, these are rubber bushings which have deflection, but he actually redid the exhaust also. Have a V-band clamp right here. I have a flex tube right here. Okay, so underneath the front, we ended up having the brake ducting here, which connects to the front fog light port. I sell the brake ducting kit. It goes straight to the disc brake over here, which allows us to cool the brakes during the race. As you get faster and faster into the corners, you put more stress and more load onto the other components, which means these might go. So there's also bolt kit that you can get to be a lockout. So these are called eccentric bolts. When you turn them, you can actually change the distance of the arm to fix the alignment. And you need lockout bolts for that so that it doesn't move under racing. Sometimes it moves even you've tightened it super hard. Ideally also over here where the radiator are, we have to duct it. So here underneath, I'd want to put an aluminum sheet so that we can force the air through the radiator. That's so insane. The radiator is just 1 inch wide. Commercial brake. Our spec Miata is here. If you guys are looking for a spec Miata, I'm selling this sadly because I'm busy traveling and I don't think I can race anymore. Maybe I'll jump in a race or two with Mazda because it's extra challenge. If you guys have seen the last update for the spec race, they got Yuha, Tyson, and Gabby to join, and it's crazy up in front. Basically, I think Yuha, Tyson, Gabby, Red Diwa is battling in the front grid. And then if I joined in, I'd be part of that crazy bunch. And I love it. It's only 7 days till Saturday qualifying. So it's Saturday now. Saturday next week is 7 days down. And I hope everything will work out. We haven't shaken down the car. And this is, again, rushing to get to join the race, doing some new mods right before the race. It's not really advisable, but hopefully we have luck on our side again. And we're able to deliver some scoring points for the Mazda Miata team. Okay, good morning everyone. I don't know if this vlog is going to make sense, but I'm going to try to connect everything because we do have the old and new 997 being stripped down already because we are going to prepare it for RWB already. And I think I need to fly the shocks in because Kyle got my air suspension and I forgot I lent it to him so that he can bring his air kit to Japan. We have the sandwich Nissan Z over here also getting some fender liner, but I just wanted to shoot snippets of this car because this will be transformed into an RWB, but you're not gonna see this clip until this car is, I guess, more shape and form. Right now, the boys are busy stripping the old body kit so that we can repaint the car. I never really loved this color from the car, so Norman is gonna remove everything, seal all the holes, and basically return the car back to original form. I am selling this long tail conversion, or we might buy a 996 and put it on, but for now, this will be a RWB. Nissan Z is here. If you guys haven't seen the vlog, I'm gonna post it right about here. And this car was such a riot. Now the owner has been driving it like crazy, bringing it to Aurora, I think almost Balair. Sorry about the noise in the back. We are busy producing the kit already for the SLS, if I'm not mistaken. There you have Kevin cutting some plywood. Here's the kit for the old and new. It comes with the front bumper, front fenders, the pop-up headlights, the side skirts, the rear fenders, the trunk, and it's just ready to be put on a 997 or a 996. So this is the Miata ND hood, and we're going to be making a carbon fiber product also. And I was talking in the other video, we've made carbon fiber doors. The original doors were about 15 kilos. Driver side carbon door with Kevlar is about 5 kilos, and then the passenger door without Kevlar is 4 kilos. We added the Kevlar for driver safety in case someone crashed into the door. The shards won't come off as shards. It's hopefully gonna hold with the Kevlar. Now, we can make it lighter, but it will decrease the rigidity and the stiffness of the door. So I think we can go all the way up to about 2.2 kilos for each door if we didn't have to add the Kevlar. Now, you can only run the Kevlar doors if you have a roll cage, and also you can't put the glass back. I don't think you can put the glass back. We have not tried. This is a first experiment. We are lightening the hell out of our ND Miata. Kevin now figuring out what's next to mold. Should it be the hood or should it be the bumper? So we have the bumpers here. Mazda sent us all the panels graciously so that we can do some testing and prototyping on these cars. I love how involved Mazda is with the development for our ND car, and it's no joke. We have brand new unused panels, which means they're in proper shape and form. So Kev was just explaining the bumpers are plastic formed, which means if we mold this without the car, we're gonna get some distortion. So we need the car. So we're gonna work on the trunk and that, because what happens is we may not be saving a lot of weight with the hood and trunk because they're already made of aluminium, but because it's on the top part of the car, we can basically lower the mass from the mass being on top to the mass being lower, or at least lighter on the mass on top. So it's a little technical, but you get the picture. We're gonna be doing this in a bit, and we do have a client coming also. I'm waiting for Mark to get back to me on this because he lost his lug nut keys, and we need to remove this guy right here. I hate the key lug nuts, but we're gonna make some fender liner for him so he doesn't damage the hinges of the car. Okay, so yesterday I didn't have enough content to have one episode, so I decided to continue the vlog today. I had to step out for an emergency checkup because I have toothaches again. Today we are going to check on the squeak on the right side of the RWB Archangel. I don't know if it is the disc brake and there's a rock jammed in somewhere in the caliper, or the heat shield, or it's something wrong with the wheel hub bearing. So I'm gonna do a quick pit stop at the car shop now to do a quick check. If all is okay, we're gonna take this car and visit the GT2 RS. I know we were gonna build the GT2 RS with full setup motorsport racing, but I decided to move it to another factory, and we'll get more on that later. It's intermittent, but there was 2 squeaks, so wait for more traffic. Okay, here in the garage finally. Traffic was moderate, but we're gonna remove the rear wheel. Do have some shipments that arrived also, so gonna update ourselves with what's happening. The Nissan Z is getting the fender liner done. We had to break the wheel lock. And then the 997 Turbo, we're gonna start to seal up all the holes on the body. So all the mounting that we did for the long tail or the speed tail version, that's gonna be sealed up. I'm gonna repaint this car also to gold, so we're gonna go back to normal. And if you notice here, we actually brought the taillight out so that you can see it with the conversion, so we're gonna obviously bring that back in. This car is gonna go back to semi-standard, but we are gonna modify the kit for this. So if you guys didn't know, this is going to be a safari car, and I don't know if it's gonna be a successful safari car because it's never been done before, but we are going to air freight the Elephant Racing shock absorbers already so that we can figure out if it's gonna work or not. The RWB kit should arrive this week, which means we're actually gonna modify the front also of the kit so that we can, I guess, decrease the approach angle. So we want to make sure that we don't have a low chin, so that in case you want to go up stuff, we have enough clearance. So interesting. I don't know if we can see it from here, but basically the sway bar link was grinding on the axle. So Norman's just turning the sway bar link over. Wow, it sounds worse than it is. I thought it was the... So here, you can see it here. Oh wow, oh my god, I have no more head on the sway bar link. This is how the normal side looks, and look at this side. It's completely finished, and we're just gonna put it on just for now, but I have to order this from Elephant Racing. Alright, Norman is finished installing back the parts. We do have to change the stab link and one of the bolts, but for now we're gonna get to journey all the way till Laguna so that we can check on the GT2 RS. I also got the parts of the endurance car with me so that we can bring it to the track this weekend. Okay guys, the sound hopefully is gone. Now we're gonna make our way to YCA Metal Forming, and the shop's really exciting. They build what they call cross carts. I don't know if you guys have seen cross carts online. They're basically F1 rally carts where it's roll cage structurally integrated with the driver and engine right in the back. So these guys know what they're doing in terms of bending tubing because they're building all these carts for a European country. It's actually not for a Philippine market. They build it here and then they export them. And the guys building it, basically this is their job. They just weld and weld and weld and bend tubes. So I wanted to try them out because they have an amazing bender. When they bend the tubes, sometimes when you bend the tube, you actually actually flatten it, which loses the structural integrity. So when you bend the tube properly, either you fill it up with a medium and stuff, and then you can actually bend it and keep the roundness, which keeps the stiffness of the tube. So we're gonna see if we can film any of that later, but it's gonna be an hour drive out, and I'm so happy that that sound is gone. Okay, gonna check out the other factory where they make the cross carts. That's a lot of roll cage tubing. These are the cross cart frames. So they're packing everything. All these carts get shipped to the Netherlands.
Our factory.
Yes.
Not so big. Not so big, but okay.
But everything assembled on a bench.
Yes.
Once you crash it, throw away, get a new frame, or can
Depends from cash. Yeah. Maybe it's possible. Sometimes you can change the tube, for example, inside.
How many hours to assemble?
You know, completely, it's possible 2 days.
1 day?
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Maybe 1.5.
Amazing.
Spend too much time for it.
I like how beautiful the bend is.
Machine.
This is not real machine.
Yeah, but no line, no collapsing.
Yeah.
The tube still round, no collapsing,
And
and
there may be difference in between two dimensions, so 1/10 of millimeter.
when you bend it,
but
it
this is
shrinks
not-
1/10.
This is not from I don't know exactly material here, but it's like still 20.
This is material approved by Fiat.
Oh, $3,000.
$2,000. Yeah.
Interesting. So all bike engines. Can you put a 1200cc engine? Why not? Look at the welding. Coin stack. The welding is so nice. Here they're pre-cutting tubes. And here is the mega bender. You gotta keep your fingers to yourself when you're in a factory. That's the tube that the bender made, and it's one piece tube. That's so cool. Versus this one, our old exhaust, cut weld, bend here and a bend there. So Dima actually improved our exhaust also. So this goes inside the tube.
You screw and this inside, and here little bit, go inside the radius.
Yeah, so it will stay inside the radius, so it doesn't pinch.
It's not possible to
Would
bend.
have thought that this would be happening here. We're making cross-cart chassis that they ship out. So they ship out roughly 24 chassis per month. And according to Dima, the cross-cart race is like 50 drivers. So we're here to discuss the fate of the GT2 RS. And Artem and Dima have tons of racing experience, so decided to move the car here. As you see, the bender is high-tech. Hey guys, leaving. Yeah, the terminal.
And we also find
The center lock.
Yeah.
Yes, but I need to
This is 1 inch.
Yeah, I need to get you the breaker bar. All right, we left. It's so hard to hear Dima and Artem in the facility because it's so loud. They're basically making so many things. Oh my god. And they were surprised that we brought the RWB because the roads here are not so friendly because it's an industrial place. But we're gonna head now to the Mazda Excellence Center in Kabuya because we're already halfway there. So we can check on the car, drop off these brakes so that I don't have to lug them around during the travel to Clark this weekend. So thank you so much to Robbie for allowing us to visit the facility. I used to drive up to Tagaytay so much when I was a kid. And this was the route. It's a fun drive, but ever since Tagaytay got super packed with people, it made it more difficult to fun run up to Tagaytay. Okay, we're here now in the Mazda Excellence Center. Decided to drop by so we can drop off some parts. I think Steven's still here, waiting for us. Look at all these beautiful Mazdas riddled everywhere, but we're here to drop off parts. What was the reason why it wouldn't start? Door sensor? Missing information.
So lahat ng modules cannot respond dahil.
And here are the carbon doors. There's our driver door. We have to trim. Oh yeah, we trimmed the inside already. So this is our carbon door product from the car shop. This is roughly 5 kilos. It's a bit heavy still, but we wanted rigidity. But later on we can design it in such a way that it's much lighter. This one is lined with Kevlar just in case the driver comes into contact with anything. If you can see, I can't even push the carbon down, so I think we made it too thick because technically I should be able to spring it a little, and this is still hard. It's actually like a solid door. Maybe we can adapt this for a street car, I don't know. And I decided to get some GT3 mirrors, so we're gonna change the mirrors. Hopefully we can see something out of that. We have no wrap yet. These are the original doors. And oh my god, that's so heavy. I'm not even gonna lift that. So Max is gonna fire it up for us. Nice and deep. We won't rev it yet. It's pretty loud. Medyo loud, huh? Sounds like a true race car. Oh, okay. Cold start. Oh, it sounds good. All right, guys. Low energy now, but we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna see this in the weekend at Clark Speedway. And thank you to the team of Mazda. Steven's still here waiting for me, but we're both out. So many crazy developments, but excited to try it out on track and see if we can deliver the same results.